Ahoy hoy! Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm not going to review any products. As it's the month of October, or spooky season, I'm going to review a Mandela effect instead. Now, this one in particular annoys me on a huge level. So if you're new to my channel, or you don't know this tidbit about me, I am a former competitive dancer. I did not compete long though. I only competed from 1997 to 2000. But yeah, in order to be a competitive dancer, you gotta have a good memory of all the dance routines you learn. Otherwise, you might get marked down for it. So, I have a very good memory because I needed to have a good memory to compete. Now, today's Mandela effect that I want to review and heavily criticize is the Macarena Mandella effect. Now, the Macarena came out in 1993 when I was 11. Yeah, I'm that old. And we would do this dance before awards at competitions. Now, the Macarena was done by Los del Rio. And so, I'm going to show you the dance that we were taught initially in 1993. So, it was da, 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 ha, ha, ah. Okay? That was how we were taught the Macarena. Well, apparently, that's not how the dance goes. And I'm about to show you the supposed original video of the Macarena from Los del Rio, which is the Bayside Boys remix. Now, I'm not going to use any music as I don't want my ass to get copyrighted or copy striked. So you're going to have to hear it mute unless I decide to put some music in as a cover up or something like that. But yeah. Yeah, it was that. Ooh, the lighting went weird for me all of a sudden. Oh well. So, supposedly, it's like this. And I'm not even sure if I can do it right. Because I spent the last 30 years doing it the way I was taught in 1993, which is the way I just showed you all. So, supposedly, it's like this. Okay, now, when I first learned about this Mandela effect, I thought it was like this. Okay, which is bothersome because if it was done that way, it would be off by 2 beats. Because in dance, you do everything by the count of 8. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is done by 2 beats. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then there's no 7, 8. Now, one could argue if this was what it really was supposed to be rather than what I thought it was. You could always go to the side, but then you won't go with ah or whatever cheer they used during that point. Because the cheer was a way to, or whatever sound that was made between beats was made as a transition, which most people would usually jump during. Now here, I think is actually worse. I really do. As a dancer, it just hurt my eyes, and I am beginning to wonder if, even though this was the original dance, they changed the way the dance was and taught it to everyone else like they did in 1993 because it was a little bit easier. Because let me see if I can do it. I'm probably gonna suck at it, and I know a few moments ago, I kind of messed up which arm I turned over or whatnot, but let me try to do this. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do it right because it's really going to conflict with what I've been taught for the last 30 years. So here we go. I can't even shake my hips when I do this. It's so weird. Okay, let me just get the hips down. Oh God, this is even hard for me. Okay, okay. This sensation is almost like trying to do one of these things right here, in my opinion. Okay, so let's see if I can do this. Dun 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 dun. Okay, let me do the beat. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, at least the way it was taught, at least the way it was in the video initially, makes more sense with the beat count than whatever the hell I thought was what actually happened. But it's still annoying on a lot of levels because it's like you're doing too much in the hips. Like it's like I can't describe it. It's just annoying for me as a dancer to keep doing this. Because it's like you're overusing it a lot. And not to mention just keep doing this, like, okay, and so, okay. However, that Mandela effect has been proven false because the way that I did the dance initially was actually shown in Animaniacs. Yeah. Now, Animaniacs came out the same year that the Macarena did. They came out in 1993. They actually did a parody of the Macarena, which they called the Macadamia or Macadamia Nut. And this came out in 1998, 5 years later, after the Macarena came out. In episode 2, season 5. And the thing is, the Warner Brothers brought the Warner Brothers company brought the publishing rights to use the song. So they used the song, but they changed the lyrics. But they kept the dance too. And the dance is exactly the way I showed you guys initially, as well as what was taught in 1993. So let's take a look at that. Did you guys see them crossing their arms over their stomach? Yeah. So, my feeling is, this may not be a Mandela effect like people think it is. What I think happened was, while the initial dance was a lot different than what a lot of people were taught in 1993, I think what happened was, when they were trying to sell the dance to get people to do it, it would be like the 90s version of the electric side. They were probably getting a lot of complaints, like a lot of people couldn't do it, because it was weird to move their hips while doing arm movements at the same time and stuff. And they wanted the dance to be easier for most of the public rather than just a few that can keep up with that. So my feeling is, even if they did the dance initially like that, where it was like dun 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 dun, rather than what you see that I did initially, as well as what they did in Animaniacs back in 1997, I think they changed it to what most people know the dance as, because it was much easier to do. Even I, as you all saw, noticed that I struggled a little bit initially. And so I think it's not so much that people are trying to say, well, that's how it's always been done and all this other stuff. It's more like that's how the dance was initially done, but they changed it to the way that most people know it nowadays because it was a lot easier to do. And not to mention, it makes more sense to do it the way that most people know how to do it, let alone how it was done in Animaniacs, because the other way was just, it was no, absolutely not. So I think I could say, even if this was a Mandela effect, this Mandela effect has been proven wrong, because obviously Animaniacs that was shown in 1997 proved that that was how the dance went initially. So yeah. So I would say this Mandela effect has been debunked. The dance wasn't always from what was shown in the original video, because it wasn't taught to that way to everybody else, because the way they did it seemed a little bit harder, or a lot of people didn't like to do that, and they found the other way to be more feasible, more easy to do, and everybody liked that version better. So yeah, if you like this video, smash the like button. If you subscribe, I'll be absolutely delighted, and I'll see you all later. Toodles!